we have here are wild cedar saplings. In this particular batch of Kvass, this is what I will be substituting for hops. Not sure at this moment how much I'm going to put in, but this is what we'll be going with when we make the Kvass. Okay, some more of the ingredients that go into the amber ale. Due to some automobile problems this month, I've had to stagger out buying what I'm going to do for this amber Kvass. So I'm going to be using a Windsor yeast, just a regular English ale yeast. This is what the yeast I'm going to be using. And dry, I'm going to use a ½ pound of dried rice sugars. Yeah, make sure I got that up there right. I'm also going to be using 3 pounds, 3 ounces of CBW sparkling amber liquid malt extract. The bread I will be using will probably be a dark rye or pumpernickel. If HEB has pumpernickel, I will probably opt for the pumpernickel because I like pumpernickel, and I think it will go with what we have so far. The last couple times I've checked at HEB, they've been out of the dark rye and the pumpernickel. So that's the reason why those aren't in this video. I may have to settle and go for the kosher rye, the kosher rye bread, or something different. I have also been toying with the idea of croutons. They're already toasted and cut up, though they're not any kind of special type of bread. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should go with croutons or should go ahead with a proper bread. So, until the next video, good brewing, peace and love. Hello and welcome to this video. Today we are going to be making our amber Kvass. I have added a last minute ingredient. I've already chopped up and put into my 3-gallon fermenter 4 softball sized beets. I am doing this for color. This is going to add a dark amber color, dark red color. I was impressed with the color and really enjoyed the color in my beetroot wine. So we're going to see, we're going to play with it with some beer. I've also pre-measured out 8 ounces of the rice sugar. I've got 3.3 pounds of liquid malt extract, amber, and I've decided to use 1/10 of an ounce of cedar saplings as my hop, I guess. Already toasted wheat bread or rye bread. I'm using the same brand of rye bread that I used in my last Kvass. So if you want to know what that is, go check the video out on my other Kvass. Can't think of the name of it right now, but it's I've already got my water starting to boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add in the cedar saplings, and I'm going to dissolve my sugar. I forgot to get a spoon. Let me get a spoon real quick. The spoon, important. I'm going to do about a 30-minute boil, so the camera's going to be turned off, or we're going to kind of fade, cut, and all that good city stuff. Water's starting to simmer. I started water on the heat before I turned the camera on, just to expedite this. And another reason I'm adding the beets, like I said, the primary reason was for the coloring. The second reason is your rice sugars are going to kind of lighten the flavor, lighten the taste. The beets are going to bring it back to more of a neutral type thing, or pull it back out of being so light. It's going to bring it back down to more of a regular beer taste. It's going to also give it some earthy flavors, so it should be interesting. It should go real well with the bread. Okay, we're starting to boil now. We have our 8 ounces of sugar. Now we're going to hit it with the cedar saplings. I've only got a half gallon of water in here right now. Let's see if once I add my liquid malt to it, I may need to add some more water. Now this is going to be eventually a 2-gallon batch. Tastes good. That is a clean knife, and because we're doing the whole boiling thing, I'm not real worried about the boil is going to kill anything that may have been on the knife to get into the malt extract. And there we go. I don't know if this is coming out in the camera, but this is pretty. Turn that up. Pull that off. Here for right now. I could, being a hog here, take some of my bottled water. Because I want as much of this malt extract as I can to get in here. There we go. And back to a boil. Just stir it up real good. We're going to bring this back up to a boil. We're going to let it boil for 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Into my boil, I'm going to be adding Irish moss. That will complete this portion of it. Then I'll put it and crash cool it, because I'm going to boil a separate thing on it. After I crash cool this, I'm going to put it in my fermenter. Then I'm going to do a boil, bring the rest of the water for the second gallon to a boil, put my bread in it, then let it cool, add my anise, and because I'm using the beets, I'm going to add some peptic, enzyme, of course my nutrients and my yeast and all that. Then we're going to put it all in the fermenter. So until we get to that point, I will be back. We're approaching the 15-minute mark. Actually, we have just hit the 15-minute mark. 1 teaspoon of Irish moss going into the boil. Let it do its thing. Okay, now we're doing the bread side of the wort. Something I have to caution you and tell you, if you're going to do a split wort, the fact that I don't have enough pans or big enough pans to do it all inside or to get out of the 107-degree weather we're having right now. So, but I digress. What we're doing, you have to focus on sanitation. Your sanitation has to be above and beyond when you do the split, when you're splitting your wort like this. Something else I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting my bread in these little hot bags, because I plan on leaving the bread in the fermenter for the full duration of the primary fermentation. It's an experiment. I don't know what I'll get. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, but we'll find out. Once we get this water here to a boil, we can proceed. Our water is now at a boil. I'm going to go ahead and kill the heat and add our bread. Our bread soak. Squish it up a little bit, get it in the pot. There we go. And we'll let that soak. Crash cool it. Then get it put into the fermenter. And now we are back for the final bits of this. We got to take this off. And we're going to put our bread in first, and we're going to dump our wort. Bread in. It's all soft, soaking. This in there. like I said, sanitation is a very important part of this. Pull this off correctly. Okay. Put a bit of bread in. Just dump. Don't know if I'll be able to take a hydrometer reading. I'll try though. There we go. Yeah, we should be able to. Push it around in there. Yes, my hands have been washed, and I have washed them real good, and I have sprayed them down with Star Sand. Let's try to take a hydrometer reading real quick. Nope. Got too many bits in there, so we're going to be guessing on the alcohol. Yay! That's always a fun game. Next thing we do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to aerate this for a bit. Try and get the oxygen tube in there. Open this up. There we go. Now if I remember, I want to try to put the full recipe at the bottom. There we go. Put the full recipe at the bottom of the thing down here. Description. That's what the word I was looking for. That should be aeration of enough. We have the yeast pitched now. We got the fermenter put up. We got it in a nice dark place, cool dark place. We're going to let it ferment for 7 to 10 days. Then I'm going to pull half of it off, pull a gallon, this 2-gallon batch, and I'm going to take it over to the local brew club. They got a cold room, which they keep at about 32 to 38 degrees, and put a gallon of it in there for 10 weeks and see what we get. The chocolate lager, or the chocolate Kvass, not lager, that I did will be done at the end of September. The gallon that I took over there will be done at the end of September, and this will be done sometime in October, time we get through primary fermentation, secondary fermentation, bottling, and all that good stuff. It should be October, November before we get our final test on it, or final test taste, or taste, whatever. And so, in about 7 to 10 days, probably a little bit longer, because I'm going to bottle it. I'm going to rack it, go through secondary, bottle it, carbonate it, which is going to take about 5 to 7 days, then get it cold. Probably 14 to 21 days, we'll actually have a tasting video. So, until then, peace, love, better brewing. Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we will be doing a taste test of the Amber Kvass. It still has to do 10 weeks in the cold, but this is the initial taste test with the fresh ending from fermentation. to get an idea where we're going. So, it's got beautiful color to it. Don't know how it's coming out on the video till I go to editing, but it is a beautiful red color, most definitely amber, dark red, almost like a Merlot or a dark red wine. Very nice. Get the earthiness of the beets in there. A little bit of the amber is starting to. It's real weak at this point, but on the other Kvass, the oats and stuff were real weak when it started. So we'll see. It does have a wonderful smell to it. It's kind of a generic fruity, floral. Not really floral. Makes me think of like an orchard, like a apple orchard or a peach orchard or something. That kind of floral smell versus like a garden full of begonias or something like that. Cherry blossom, something like, you know, a flower that produces an edible fruit, or something we enjoy eating type of fruit. You do got hints of the cedar sapling in there. That will more than likely mature a little bit. Everything that I've used cedar or pine in has matured. As it's matured, it has strengthened. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out in about 10-12 weeks when it's been under ice, or not under ice, just in 32 to 36 degree cold for 10 weeks, 10-12 weeks, something like that. Actually, I plan on 10 weeks, but depending on scheduling and all that, it may be 12 or. No, this is really good. It does have a little bit of a fuzz to it, a little bit of carbonation in there, but it's real good. So until the next video, better brewing, peace and love.